reason, we have a lot of resources deck, and you have myself and Omar available. You can reach out to us. We will, of course, share this deck with you as well. So I will try to quickly cover StealthWatch Cloud as well. Now, StealthWatch Cloud is again a 100% SaaS-based platform. In contrast, where StealthWatch Enterprise is a on-prem solution, StealthWatch Cloud is a on-cloud solution built on AWS. Again, the cloud is a secure place, but it's a shared responsibility between cloud provider and the customer, because cloud provider, they're not secure your customer data, they're not going to secure your application, they don't have anything to do with securing your identity access management or encryption or so on and so forth. So that you need to take care across all the clouds, not just one cloud. Companies may use multiple clouds. And moving to the cloud creates a lot of new security challenges, like how do we prevent data loss in the cloud? How do we comply to the regulations? How do we detect gaps? How do we investigate any breach which happens? How do we, of course, manage identity? Because identity is like one of the very first vectors which can be leveraged to do a breach inside a cloud. Because once you get access to the API keys or identity keys, you can do pretty much anything within your cloud environment. Now, what this StealthWatch Cloud solution can detect is it can detect crypto mining, ransomware, shadow IT, bad user behavior, high risk countries, so on and so forth. How this works, this is really important. This is little similar, but not that similar. But again, at the base level, it is very similar. It uses a baselining mechanism, so it leverages dynamic entity modeling. So we collect inputs from different metadata sources, Active Directory, DNS, vulnerability scans, and so on and so forth, from logs from all the cloud providers like VPC logs from AWS, Azure, Google, and whatnot. So by going through all of these entity modeling, when the data is passed on through this pipeline of analytics engines, the StealthWatch Cloud is able to draw certain conclusions, like the roles, what roles these devices have, what groups these devices belong to, what connections does it continually make or never makes. So all these kind of things, it can do forecasting for you. By the way, the host groups which we saw in StealthWatch Enterprise, some were auto created, some were manually created, but in StealthWatch Cloud, all the host groups, they are automatically created. It can give you public cloud visibility, like I said, into AWS, Azure, GCP, all those things. You can use StealthWatch Cloud to do private network visibility as well. You just need to deploy a StealthWatch sensor in the customer's premise and use single platform StealthWatch Cloud to do public cloud visibility monitoring and threat detection, as well as private cloud detection and monitoring as well. These are the use cases: analyze event risks, detect misconfigurations in the cloud, behavioral threats. One of the very interesting use cases is that monitoring serverless functions. How do we detect serverless functions, or if a Lambda in AWS is being used to maybe create a lot of new EC2 instances, which are obviously going to cost you. So how do we detect that behavior? How do we track of any containers? How do we know if containers are not talking to any suspicious entity or not exfiltrating data or so on and so forth? So the way it works is, how do we collect telemetry from AWS is that we integrate or ingest VPC flow logs. So in AWS, the NetFlow equivalent is created from VPC flow logs. So VPC is your private data center within AWS and creates flows, and those flows can be sent to AWS S3 bucket or AWS cloud, and then StealthWatch, using the StealthWatch role created within AWS account, can collect that data and ingest into StealthWatch Cloud. And also it would need some other information, because cloud also provide a lot of security solution, like for example CloudTrail, which gives you ability to track the API usage, the identity access management data, the GuardDuty, which is the anomaly detection engine within AWS Cloud, Amazon Inspector, which is vulnerability assessment tool of AWS. All of this information is collected and passed into the StealthWatch Cloud, and then you get full visibility. You are able to detect threats within the cloud platform by this integration. Similarly, it works for Microsoft Azure, it works for Google Cloud as well. And then you're also able to integrate with Kubernetes clusters. By the way, Kubernetes is very different, and the way it works is that since it's a containerized environment, there is no option to install an agent inside a container. So what we do is that we have a master node and various other worker nodes. It's an agentless integration where we install a sensor inside the node, not inside every such pods or such containers. So that's how we are able to keep track of pod to pod communication or inter-pod communication kind of things. From the StealthWatch cloud, how do we collect telemetry, or how do we get NetFlow from the on-premise network is using StealthWatch sensor. So this is a very small software or virtual machine which you deployed in your on-premise, which will collect IPFix, span, management, all these kind of data from your enterprise, and then pass it on over a secure tunnel to the StealthWatch cloud. So it can also act as a proxy relay in your environment, which can be used to pass on the alerts generated by StealthWatch cloud, and can be using syslog or webhooks to pass on that data to a SIM platform or an existing SIM platform. And some of the integrations with StealthWatch cloud is we can integrate with your existing SIM platforms. We can integrate with a lot of AWS services. We can integrate with webhooks using webhooks. We can send emails. We can integrate with, by the way, this webhooks is used for the auto remediation purposes or response purposes. You can integrate with SaaS-based ticketing platforms like PagerDuty or ServiceNow or so on and so forth. Even collaboration tools like WebEx, Slack, these kind of things. Obviously, we can do integration with Meraki to collect host names from Meraki managed networks. Integration with Umbrella can be used to do external lookups for certain domains within Umbrella investigation portal, Investigate console, to see if that domain is part of a larger campaign or not. With high fidelity, Umbrella Investigate can tell you all of that. Let's quickly get into StealthWatch demo. Let me see how much time we have. We'll try to do this demo in quickly, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and let's move forward. Let me go back to the dCloud, and from here I click on View. So if you're following StealthWatch Cloud, it's a completely SaaS-based platform, and it does not require you to deploy much, but it gives you a much more visibility for your hybrid as well as multi-cloud environments. Not just a single cloud, but it is available for AWS, GCP, Google Cloud, and all of those things. So when you log into the StealthWatch Cloud, you are able to see this dashboard where you see alerts observed. Now these alerts, mind you, are top fidelity alerts, which means that these are not just events or observations. These are alerts which have been correlated by dynamic entity modeling and then being presented to you. You are able to see daily traffic present in your environment, whether cloud or on-prem. You see all those devices, encrypted traffic in and out. Top devices in my environment, you can see a trend of over last 7 days, your DNS server devices which are communicating to the external world, how much traffic is being sent out or received. You see high risk countries over here. This is flexible. You can optimize this according to your needs, because for different organizations, high risk countries would mean different, because if you do not have any business in certain areas of the world, probably they are high risk countries for you. Similarly, observations. You see, these are building blocks of StealthWatch Cloud. There are close to 3 million observations versus, I would say, I don't know, maybe 60 alerts. So that's how high fidelity it is. So out of 3 million observations, StealthWatch has created some close to 60 top alerts for you, which are equivalent of, a security event, high fidelity event generated in the StealthWatch on-premise. And then if you want to do an integration with your on-premise, this is where you will go and collect your sensor and deploy in your on-premise network. Similarly, if you want to do integration with using webhooks, you will be able to come here and integrate using APIs or integrate using webhooks with SNS, SQS, Datadog, PagerDuty, or even your Splunk, these kind of platforms. different integrations like this, like we saw, you can integrate with so many different things: Azure, GCP, Kubernetes, Umbrella, Meraki, the services within AWS or GCP like Inspector, CloudTrail, so on and so forth. So it's a very rich platform which can give you all that information. You can generate, a lot of AWS visualization can be done here, which means that it will show you what all, instances or what all the services you're running in your AWS environment. It will give you a sort of a connectivity relationship map. I think it is not working right now, but so when it comes to sizing or creating a BOQ of this one actually, in contrast to the StealthWatch Enterprise, which consumes events flows per second, this consumes monthly flows or mega flows. So how do you collect mega flows in your environment? Is you go to this page and you see this total flow over here and use this for creating a BOQ in your environment. You are able to see the overall traffic summary. You're able to see a visibility assessment report. So you can use StealthWatch Cloud to quickly do assessment of the customer's infrastructure, give them a visibility, and tell them, okay, if there are any threats present in their environment, all these things can be done. You can do a lot of more things. Again, ETA is available here. Encrypted traffic analytics is available. You can get much more deeper into analyzing a single host, or you can go to high fidelity alerts and see what these alerts are actually. So for example, if you see here, if I go to alerts and if I see there is an alert created called geographically unusual remote access, what it means is that a device has been accessed from a remote host in a country that does not allow a local network access. So which means, for example, this host is present in your AWS account. Now you know that you do not have any business in China and somebody logs in from China using the geo